All right, let's turn off the BRB image. We are back, but I am looking at the Grim tools. So first of all, I did take a look at that one trap door on that was in that one island, and apparently the way you get in there is you have to have honored reputation. You have to be at the honored reputation level with the town. And you talk to, I think, Kasparov or whatever his name is. And he gives you a quest that unlocks that door. So it's going to be a long time before we actually get in there. So there's that. And then I was also going to look up at Grim Tools real quick. And take a look at the one skill that I really wanted. Let's see here. Yes. Go into Necromancer. I'm just curious about Reaping Strike, because Reaping Strike seems to me like a skill that would either be like, it would be one of those things that you might want to like put some skill points into because you're just trying to up your damage as much as you possibly can and put however many like proccing skills you possibly can in devotions, whatever else. Like you're really just trying to be efficient with your DPS. I feel like Reaping Strike might have the case for it then, but my problem is that I feel like since it's got such a low percentage chance of proccing, of actually being activated when you attack, I'm just not convinced that it's worth it. And what I wanted to see is how it scales. So the top level is level 10. And we're going to pump in a whole bunch of points into it. So I just want to see what it looks like at a max level. And max level is 25% chance of proccing, 25% chance of being used. So which means I have to basically maximize this skill for it to be effective. I can understand if you're just going to put one skill point into it just so you can have the chance of it going off. I always advocate doing that because, you know, it's like the one skill point, you have the 8% chance of it proccing. Hey, you know, if it works, it works. It doesn't, it doesn't. It's just, you know, kind of an extra added effect. I can live with that, right? We've only put the one skill point into it, but should we continue on? I don't know if 25% is enough of a chance to actually having it activate. Unless, of course, you have a way of, like, increasing your attack speed to something really ridiculous. So you have more attacks? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. Let's see here. Let's get my... What happened to my chat? There we go. Okay, so my chat's still up and running. Let's get back in the game. And just give you guys a heads up, I'm going to be continuing this live stream for a little bit longer. I think we've got maybe another 45 minutes or so before I should probably head off and do something else. I need to feed cats and take care of a few things around my place. So, and not only that, but like just taking an overall break I think would be really nice. Because I think after playing this game for almost 5 hours, despite the 2 breaks that I've taken, starting to get a little fatigued here. Need to get up and do something a little active. So let's see here. I don't remember where we were at. We were somewhere up in Whitemire. What were the quests? We have to go to Burwich Village, find Milton's heart and collect his amulet. Find Milton Heart and collect his amulet. Find the assistant in Burwich Estates. And then we have to slay Neenan the Withered. We have to find Nina the Withered and then slay her. No idea where she's going to be at. We still have a whole bunch of skeletons here we need to resurrect. Just keep in mind we can go up to 5. Usually the Journeyman's Pack will have one of the lore items with them, or in them. Hey, it's got a green mace here. So, I just out of curiosity, I mean, I did only put the 1 point into Reaping Strike. Necrotic Edge is just as bad, only in Necrotic Edge you have to actually have a melee weapon. Damn, man. That kind of sucks. I didn't realize I was going to have an 8% chance of it just being used. I thought this would be like a buff to our melee attack, and it is, but it's a percentage. Listen, I just want a skill that can either replace my melee attack or have a skill that straight up, like, always just straight up flat buffs my melee attack, you know, with like some kind of bonus or something. That's really what I was looking for. And I want like our spammable skill. Since I'm not going to go Bone Harvest, I figure I need something to be a spammable skill replacement. That's the whole impetus behind using Reaping Strike and what was the name of the other thing? Soleil's Witchfire. That was the whole point of me doing it, by the way. We might actually have... Oh, there she is. Nope. Somebody else. Oh, there's Milton Hart. Okay. Very well. It's fine. That's one of the bosses we need to find. And he just got slaughtered. So we could turn in the quest right now if we wanted to, but I think we're going to wait. Milton Hart's note. Decent amount of experience points for it. And as far as the stuff that was dropped, I don't think any of it was worth my time. Whatever. Make sure we pick up our Aether Crystal. Those are really important. Man, this place is just so big. So personally, I like to actually go in kind of like counterclockwise fashion, to be completely honest. Unless, of course, the map style has it being flip-flopped, or there's some sort of special reason where I need to break up that kind of method. I would prefer to go in that route. So let's be consistent. I don't mind doing like Grim Tools and trying to min-max stuff and, you know, really trying to completely optimize and make efficient my entire character. But I really want there to be like a level of kind of haphazardness to our campaign, like an anything goes, laissez-faire kind of way. I want a degree of that. So I don't want to get all like hoity-toity about perfecting the build and everything. I definitely want something that works. You know, I don't want a pile of shit. Holy shit. This is what I'm saying. When you play a hardcore character, you need to pay... Oh my god. When you play a hardcore character, man, you can't avoid your defense and your resistances and whatnot. You're going to get hit. Or you definitely don't want to be a glass cannon. So if I sat around and waited for... I just need the one. I just need one to come out. Here, let's resurrect our... Here we are. Just the one. Come on, take him out. Take him out. Yeah, there we are. I just need to isolate him when I'm getting bombarded by 3 different bosses at the same time. Fucking rushing my ass like that. Like, there's nothing I can do except retreat. So this gives us a whole bunch of energy, flat energy, which means it'll just bump up our mana. A little bit more spirit and some energy regeneration. So this will take down our aether resistance and that buff to our vitality damage. I'm okay with that. And it's better armor overall. And that's about all we can do about that. It's fine. I mean, if I'm really desperate, I could always use the components. Gotta keep that in mind. So why is this thing targeting me, man? Is it because I aggroed it with Curse of Frailty? Because, you know, I was almost under the assumption that this thing would aggro, like, the first thing it would see, which would have been one of my pets. All kinds of goodies here. Okay, bad armor. Much better gloves. Oh, what is this? Savage diadem. It's a very interesting look. I don't think I've ever actually found a diadem in this game before. There we go. It's because my... Whoa. Wait, what? So what the hell, man? Like, my pets... Why am I getting hit here? What's going on? Hey there. Hold up. I'm taking a bunch of damage. Like, why is this thing aggroing me? It aggroed my skeletons, first of all. My skeletons found it, saw it, and started attacking it alongside my Blight Fiend, right? They ended up aggroing it, but the moment I actually attacked the thing, it automatically targeted me. Why? Is that like just some like gamey shit right there? Where there's like some kind of like command that's hard-coded into the way enemies prioritize targeting? That the moment the human player actually hits or targets the enemy, that they automatically target me? Is that how it works? I'm like a little unclear here, like, because there's no reason why that thing should have started prioritizing me in favor of my pets, like it's doing right now. And the other thing that's really pissing me off is, like, you know, it shoots its multi-directional thingamabobber, its attack, right? But if I'm far enough away to actually avoid it, why am I still taking damage from it? Unless, of course, you know, there's like some feature of it, like it's doing proximity damage, I guess. That'd be the only way that you could justify it. So this needs a hell of a lot more cunning. Actually, no, it doesn't. It only needs probably 2 clicks. Oh, I don't want to do that. Fine. Still can't even equip it yet. Sucks. Whatever. That's all I'm accepting at this point. Game. Is that it's just some like stupid because video games. That's its reason. Like why the thing targets me after it's been basically aggroed by my minions. Ouch. Oh, was that 4 bosses or was that 5? Green shield. I did get some new armor, did I not? Thought I picked up something else. Components? Zerg rushed. I have to wonder. I'm gonna have to Google this after my live stream is over with. Like, I swear to God, there has to be a threat mechanic in this game, or there's got to be something hard-coded into the enemy AI behavior. I just heard human voices. Huh, interesting. Got some, like, bandits over here. Got another boss. Oh, there's Negan. It's Negan and not Neenin. Come on, go and rush his ass. And it's a him, not her. Look at that thing. It just automatically targets me. Or maybe is it because, like, I'm my pet's his master controller? And because of that, they automatically target the controller of all the summons? Wait, is it something like that? Just feel like I have this, might have just, whoa, I was gonna say, maybe I just picked up a bunch of junk. But, look at that. A massive increase to our armor. Oh, yes. And as far as this, that armor actually gave us enough cunning to be able to equip that one two-handed firearm here, this rifle. Shotgun. Sold. So this, the nice thing about this, this blunderbuss, this other shotgun that I had, was that it had the conversion. And it also had the attack speed bonuses, but it matters not. We got the better one on now. It looks like he wasn't actually guarding any. I should maybe actually look at buffing up the individual summon skills themselves. Because I'm thinking I'm needing beefier summons. I want them to do more damage. And I feel like for where they're at right now, I don't know, they're just a little underwhelming. I do have to say, I mean, like, they are sticking around a lot longer than I would have given them credit for, but I think we will just actually straight up and go back to town, because I actually need to sell a bunch of my stuff that's in my inventory. We are getting close to hitting level 13, which is good. There's a fire inside your eyes and blood on your clothes. Did you put those tainted men down? Tell me, how did it feel? So here, I felt vindicated, righteous. I didn't feel much of anything. Regret those people once lived. We're gonna go with the first option. I feel vindicated, righteous. That's what I like to hear. If it wasn't for my bum leg, I'd be out there with you. Paying others with good iron and hearing the tales is just the next best thing. Speaking of which, here's your share. Thank you, sir. So he gave us 150 experience, 800 iron bits, and a piece of scrap. You killed scores of the shambling dead, but I think you can do better. The aether corruption created some truly monstrous mutations in the dead. I heard a tale from Burwitch survivors that witnessed a horrifying transformation with their own eyes. Balros and Hagra, they were fine folk, ran the boarding house up in Burwitch. That is until the aether got them. Turned them into things you used to only see in nightmares. Those that got away spoke of bloated flesh and blades of bone. Cannot even imagine it. Word is they chased the survivors as far as the moldering fields to the south of Burwitch. Go out there and hunt some more down. Then tell me of the slaughter. I'll make it worth your while. Okay, so there's our next quest. Didn't realize it was going to be a chain, but that's okay.
Have you happened to find my apprentice?
Oh, that's right. You're looking for your apprentice, which we have not found yet, because that's all the way up in the village area. Talk to Sybil Hart. You've returned! I see that you carry my brother's amulet. So it is as I feared. Unfortunately, Milton was one of the dead. This is a lot to take in. Milton, I'm sorry, brother. Thank you, stranger. At least I can live knowing my brother is free of all this misery. The amulet was enchanted to keep my brother strong. I think you could use it more than me. Here, may it bring you luck. I'm sorry for your loss, ma'am. So we got 300 experience, 100 Devil's Crossing reputation points, and we now have access to Sister's Amulet of Life-Giving. And it's funny because she's giving us an amulet, but it's got the actual icon for a ring. Just a little bit of ridiculous game. Speaking of which, where the... Here it is. Oh, that's the actual icon. Absolutely. So it'll give us a little bit more health and a hell of a lot more regeneration. So absolutely. Thank you for helping my brother. His suffering is at an end. I wish I could have done more. Okay. So before we talk to Mr. Stashman, let's actually
see anything you like.
Sell a bunch of the stuff. Don't really need to go through this with a fine-tooth comb because we already know what to expect. So I'm going to keep a hold of these like basic amulets and whatnot because I don't know if there's like a crafting feature later on in the game. I'm kind of almost like anticipating one. And because of that, like I'm just wondering if there's got to be like some kind of crafting or transmogrifying or transmuting formula type thing where you take a basic amulet with like some other components. Then you turn it into, or you have a chance of turning into like a randomized rare amulet, or I don't know, something like that.
Good use.
Kind of like very similar to the Herodric Cube in Diablo 2. This game's got to have one. It's got to have something like that.
Got something we need stashed.
Got 7 scrap now, which is pretty awesome. Okay, that one's completely done. That one's done. There we go. Chip Claw. So they do retain the same name. So the component is called Battered Shell, and you actually complete have 3 of them to complete it. It'll still be called Battered Shell. All right. Anyways.
I'll keep an eye on this.
So we're starting to look pretty badass. So we got a little bit of backtracking that I really want to do here. Like I said, I do want to actually uncover all of the map. And it's more beneficial for us to do it anyways. Because as I was saying before, you do like tend to meet some of the various NPC reputation group faction things. Get like additional quests, items, experience. It's just totally worth your time. I know for some people out there that just really want to like come up with like the min-max builds and, you know, get through the content as fast as they humanly possibly can. Yeah, this is definitely not one of those campaigns, by the way. You might want to look elsewhere. This is like the total, like completely total exhaustive. And I know this is going to sound incredibly arrogant, but I try to approach my campaigns in a lot of my games as if like it was being archived. Like, as in, like, you know, my footage of the game is going to be, you know, actually something that's going to preserve it to some extent. So who knows? I don't know what YouTube is going to look like, say, 20 years from now. Whether or not YouTube is still going to be around, or whether or not, like, the content that's on YouTube is still going to be around. But I know there's going to be a point in time where you're not going to be able to play Grim Dawn, because the game is just going to be so old, and that unless it's continually updated or ported to modern... Wait, what is this? I keep seeing something. Human... Oh, there we are. It's on the other side of the house. So I'm going to assume that, like, this game is going to get stop getting updated and preserved, and, you know, for whatever is the contemporaneous operating system for that given point in time in the future, right? Unless, of course, GOG, Good Old Games, unless GOG, unless they decide to keep supporting the game and keep it completely up to date 20 years from now, you know, the chances are that, like, Grim Dawn isn't going to be around forever. Meaning that if, like, YouTube videos are still around into some kind of perpetual or semi-perpetual manner, then that means, you know, at least maybe this campaign will still be around. So people could be like, oh, you know, like, this is Grim Dawn, and this is, like, all of Grim Dawn. There wasn't anything that, like, we missed out on. Or that I glossed over. That people have, like, fond memories of, you know? I know it sounds kind of arrogant, and I don't mean it to. So we got the roving merchant dealer. I think if we improve our prices or our reputation with these guys, they give us better prices. See, that'd be a really good one-handed gun. I would really like to start making that switch over, because it feels like I'm still sucking at the tit of the two-handed ranged weapon, and I don't want to be doing that anymore. I really want to just go one hand with a really good offhand. That's a lot of money. It needs 14,500 bits. Yeah. I'm sorry, I just can't do it. I can't afford it. We will buy the scrap, though. So we got the roving clans quest here. These guys... So I'm not really entirely sure, like, how procedurally generated Grim Dawn really is. I know that there's aspects of it, especially, like, the item system, but, like, the maps themselves, I don't know how similar they are, if there's, like, different map seeds or something else, or what, or if they're always the same. But it seems like these guys are always in a portion of the map, like where I'm at right now, which is going to be right around the White Mire portion of the campaign of the map. Because if I'm not mistaken, the other test plays that I've done was basically that these guys were in a whole different portion of the map. They weren't in their own little peninsula over here. So I think the map does actually change. Anyways,